You know, God is a creator, and we're creators too. We're in the same, in our little world, we are just like the creator God is in the infinite universe. We're creating our world. Can you hear that tonight? You know, wherever you are living tonight, the thoughts that you are thinking today are creating your tomorrow. And that is what the Bible says. But the truth is, now listen, we're not really creators. It's impossible to create anything new, isn't it? Didn't the Bible just tell us that? Everything that ever was, there's no new thing under the sun. Everything that ever was is in the now. It will ever be and has already been created. It already exists. So we're not really creating anything, but we're bringing it in to manifestation. That's exactly what Jesus Christ did when he walked planet Earth. It's not that he created something new, but he brought that infinite mind of God with no needs, no lack, no disease into the manifestation in this realm. We're merely, what's happening to you and I? We are remembering. We are awakening and remembering from whence we came, from the infinite source of God that we came from. That is putting us back together, that separate parts of the whole, so that we know that we are a son of God, and you don't need anything else. The greatest need that you need to know is that you are a son of God. What does it mean to be a son of God? It means that you came out of God. Just as you consider yourself a son of your mother and your father, and with that you take on all of their identity and how they lived and the family conditions. But when you know and understand that you are a son of God, the infinite, eternal, omnipotent God, then what happens is we begin to awaken and we begin to live in infinite possibilities. The name of this is Divinity versus Humanity. And I'm going to talk about the difference, but living out of divinity and living out of humanity. In divinity, you need nothing. It's all right in you. Everything you need, every source is not out there someplace, it's in you. And you're beginning to remember. Those God thoughts are coming back together to you like a puzzle. I know in my life, you know, when I first awakened and had my born again experience and began to, know Jesus was in my life, Jesus Christ was in my life, things were kind of scattered. I was trying to measure up, but as I began to wake up to this infinite, the divinity, that divinity was housed in this body, the pieces of the puzzle began to come together. All those separate pieces of the whole are coming back and remembering. Have you ever had a friend or somebody that you just meet and there's like a quickening within you? There's like a remembering within you. There's like something exciting that happens within you. It's that remembering. Because you see, we knew each other before the foundation of the world. And I believe at this time God is remembering and putting those pieces of puzzles back together that we can be that whole. That we can display God life on planet Earth again. Just like all of us, we are remembering that we are one. The greatest thing you can know is what Jesus Christ said, I and my Father are one. Not only are I and my Father are one, but I am one with you. When we understand we aren't to know men after the flesh, that's why we have wars and competition. We're all working out of that ego instead of out of that oneness of God. We're coming back together. We're putting the pieces of the whole puzzle together when we truly understand the magnificence of God and that the fullness of that magnificence dwells in you. It's okay if I tell you, you have a little bit of magnificence. But if I tell you the fullness of God dwells in you, that's almost more than we can comprehend. That the whole glory of God dwells in you. This is awesome knowledge. And people, that's why they killed Christ. They killed Christ because he said that exact statement, I and my Father are one. And they knew there was just one God. They practiced that one God and all through the Old Testament. But they didn't understand that we came out of that one God and that we all truly are one. Can you see humanity like that? Instead of seeing races and colors, countries, nationalities, can you see all men as your brother? You see, what has to happen is all the walls have to come down for us to come together into that oneness. It's always been. It's not new to us. It's that we are awakening to this oneness, to this divinity within us. You know, the whole of man wants to know, who am I? What am I? What am I here on planet Earth for? What am I supposed to be doing? Is that what you might be thinking tonight? You know, oh, it's easy for me to talk because I'm on television talking. So you're thinking, what am I supposed to be doing? And what's the reason I'm doing it? Does anybody really care? Is there any outcome other than just the doing of it? What's the point of life? If I ask you right now, who are you? And what is the point of your life? You know, that is the problem, the question asked down through the ages. And that's why so many people are in depression today, because they don't know the reason for life. The answer is to all this is one answer. The reason for life is for you to awaken to the divinity within you. For you to awaken. You know, we not only have been awakened as individuals, but we have been awakening as a corporate man. And that's what the whole Bible, the 3-day picture in the Bible is we awaken as a child, then we awaken as that adolescent, but now we are awakening and understanding from the mature oneness of the mind of Christ. Your whole purpose of your life, wherever you are tonight, the purpose of your life is for you to awaken to the divinity within you. Divinity. The fullness of the Godhead dwelling in you bodily. Is that almost too awesome for you to grasp? You know, the moment you see, the moment you know that you experience that divine, the atmosphere of no time, you enter, you see, you begin to know, you begin to experience something. That moment, nothing is real. Nothing in the physical realm is ever real anymore, but that feeling, that emotion, that awakening to having the divine within you. And then you know what you want? You want that experience time and time again. What we want to do is walk as Christ did, always conscious of the divinity within Him. See, we have those moments of awakening. Have you ever had that moment when everything is just perfect? I know when I had my first baby, that joy unspeakable, that awesomeness of life, and seeing that reproduction, you have that feeling that everything is just perfect. It's that walking in that perfection of life. You're created to walk in that at all times. All of us are. You know, the ultimate purpose is to walk continually in that experience that you are divine.